Right, you're welcome back to the next segment of our program today. On the second segment, we shall continue with our discussion on marital discourse. We started a few weeks ago, and today we're going to be talking about the implications of marital discourse. And this is coming as a result of some issues on development. Particularly, last week we had some calls that tend to direct us to re-examining and reappraising this all-important topic, because yes, marriages are good when there is peace in it, but when a marriage is discordant, it can lead to so many unpalatable situations and circumstances, and sadly, it can lead to mortality, and that is the truth here. So we're going to be talking about today on some implications of marital discourse, in order that we might appreciate and understand how important it is for us to steer clear of things that can bring discourse in our marriages. When husband and wife, when we talk about discord, it's different from divorce, because now husband and wife are staying together, but they are not living together. The bodily they are in together, but they are not living. Their minds are not together, as in they are like poles apart. Even though they're staying under the same accommodation, but they are poles apart. So this can have implication. Number one, we're going to be talking about the implications, some of the implications on the couples themselves. I'm going to be talking about the implications on the children of the family, and most critical is the children in the family where the marriage is discordant, and this is very key. The first one is, when there is discord in marriages, it can lead to death of couple. You recall an incident that happened about 2 weeks ago now, about a woman who invited a assailant into accommodation, and she arranged that they should kill the husband. In fact, she participated in the killing of the husband. Amazingly, according to what she said, she just had sex with the husband. And then after that, while the husband was resting in bed, she invited the assailant to come, and they stabbed the man to death, and he supported in squeezing the man to death. Now, why would this happen? Interrogating this further, we discover that yes, they have been living together, but the woman had some issues in her mind that she has not been able to air out to the man, and she was keeping it to herself, and it had become so disturbing, and it led to discord, kind of a, not divorce like I said, but they were living together, although their minds were not together. When there is discord in marriages, it can lead to the kind of stubbornness and dispute between couples. This one is holding to his gun, the other one is holding to her guns, and nobody wants to shift ground for one another. This is very, very intolerable. Furthermore, accumulation of unresolved issues between couples can lead to coldness in their relationship. Now, the man can be very cold or frigid, the woman can be very cold and frigid, and the two of them, you could see it in their body language that these guys are not together. Right? The best thing is not to live like that. The best thing is to communicate. And we talked about communication flow, because discourse in marriages can actually truncate the flow of communication. It can like a cog in the wheel of the progress of the marriage. So we need to, as much as it is possible, avoid our marriages from being discordant. Now, if there are issues, and there will always be issues, face fact as it is, let us sit down at the round table. Air your view and let the other party air her view. And unfortunately, like we mentioned last week, some men are bossy. They don't give room. They don't give room for their wives to air their views. Right? They don't allow the woman to speak. So the woman keeps bottling it until at the end of the day she explodes. And explosion here can be very, very devastating, and it can lead to something that happened to this family the other time. So, because there is no visible excuse other than the fact that she was at variance with the husband, and there was no way she felt she could resolve that issue other than just to slaughter the husband in cold blood. Fa inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. This is very sad. So, respected listeners, when there is discourse in marriages and it's leading to stubbornness and both parties are sticking to their guns, we need to be careful at this point. Furthermore, like now this my appeal is to men, right? When there are discourse in marriages, and the only way you think you need to show it as a man is to beat up your wife. Excuse me, she is not your punching bag. There are issues, let's discuss, let's talk, right? And some people give excuses. Now, I don't want to go into the era of, jurisprudential issues here, but the bottom line is this, that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has never for once beaten a woman, not for once, beaten a woman. So if you're a follower of Muhammad and you beat your wives, then I want to ask you, who truly are you following, right? And more so, some men have in their homes like what people call koboko, and this kind of whip. And you ask them, where's the owner of this whip? He says, my wife. Is that, they didn't even say my wife, it's that woman is the owner of the whip. This is not right, it's not fair. So when there is discourse, it is better to have a roundtable discussion. Let us have the time to discuss, ventilate our views. Let us identify the fault lines. Once we're able to get this, inshallah, everything is going to be all right. Now, once there is wife beating or husband beating, and I need to mention too here, I got a case of a man who reported that the wife beat her up. So it shows that women can beat their husbands, right? And this is sad. So the couple should not fight, how much less of beating up themselves. Now, when there is fight between husband and wife, it can lead to accidental or deliberate killing of spouses. Some spouses, have killed their husbands, or some husbands have killed their wives, not because they actually intended it, but because it was accidental. Right? If you ask them, why did you do this? It was a mistake. Or some people say it was the devil. And as much as it is possible, let us try to understand ourselves and discuss the issues that are causing discourse. You can't discuss it alone. Go for counseling. Let someone talk to you. You can't know it all. Don't claim that I don't want someone to sit me down like a baby and talk to me. At a point in time, you need to hear from someone else to talk to you. I pray that Allah will guide us all right. Now, the second segment of the implication of marital discourse is brewing dysfunctional children in the society. Once there is discourse in marriages, there is a greater tendency that there will be wrong upbringing of children and induction of the children into negative attitude. You will see some children outside behaving abnormally. If you try to interrogate that behavior, go a little further, search it down the line, you'll discover that they had gleaned this kind of behavior from their parents. For example, children who have developed the tendencies of brawling, bullying, fighting, use of abusive words, or cursing, even at tender age. It will surprise you. How on earth can this young girl or young boy get this inflammatory, huge, big abuses and curses? It's no two ways. Don't be surprised. She got it from home. And that is the more reason why we need to be on our guard as regards what we're doing. They can translate into negative upbringing of our children. We're going to open the phone lines now. Supposing you have question or contribution to make, please feel free to call the studio line on 070-7242-6258. I repeat, 070-7242-6258. And going further on this, talking about dysfunctional children, we have, and this I'm going to be a bit specific now, we have some of our listeners who are soldiers. And on account of their, we got a call here. Hello. Okay, we just missed that call. Some of our soldiers, they have made their homes to be extension of their offices. And somehow they try to bring some behavior that are somehow intolerable in the family home. Some of these languages of wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Good afternoon, sir. Shall we meet you and where you're calling from, sir?
I'm calling you from Gariki, precisely.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. My name's Muhammad.
You're welcome, sir.
Actually, my question, I appreciate your program. Why? Because I'm just tuning into the radio station and then I had a very spiritual message which touched my heart. That is why I said, let me call you and thank you on that.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. And then my question I have here is that, you know, the issue of love in this our country is always questionable. Why? Because you have already said it before. But specifically to a marriage, I have a question that what of if you are living peacefully with your wife, that you are having, you know, a kind of scandals from the family, that's either your own family or your spouse family, which you try to stop or to bring to an end to this problem, but it was not possible for you alone. You decided to include either your mentor or your imam or your pastor. But all of them, they tried their best, was not possible. So what are you going to do in this respect?
Okay, thank you very much, sir, Mr. Mohammed, for your question and of course for your comment. Sometimes it becomes difficult for you to get to the root of some issues, but I know most of the reasons why issues are difficult to dig deep into is because of opening. The partners generally are not always willing to open up. The husband knows the problem, the wife knows the problem, but neither of them wants to open up to the third party with a view to conducting a good investigation into the issue. And this is a problem in and of itself. Issues cannot be just like diagnosis, medical diagnosis. If you don't expose what's wrong with you, you don't explain what's happening to you to your medical doctor, how on earth will he be able to treat you? So if you have intervention from family members or from your pastor or your imam, as it were, the best thing is you should be able to ventilate your view as it affects you. Once you are able to do that, then solutions could be proffered by way of suggestions, advice, or counseling, as the case may be. And then by inshallah, by Allah's grace, I believe that solution will be proffered. Now, if eventually, having tried all means possible, and the third party intervention through whichever means is not able to provide solution to the problem, the couple needs to come back home and ask themselves some home truth, some questions. Speak to themselves some home truth. Is this marriage actually working? If it is not working, it doesn't worth living in, because you can't afford to live in hell while on earth, right? Marriage is to be enjoyed. So as much as it is possible, we should try to enjoy our marriages. And that is my take on that. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, this is how the morning is coming.
You're welcome, sir.
Turn down the volume of your radio.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had a discussion on how a woman invited Arsenal to kill her husband.
Yes, that's true.
And he joined hands with Arsenal to kill her husband.
Yep.
I think there's a root for a definition of love.
Okay.
What is love to neighbors and what is love in the marital status?
Okay.
This needs to be expressed. Because a lot of people say, he does not accept it, he doesn't love me. What about the woman that decided sex after he had sex with her husband and they invited her to kill the husband? So love is about do what you want others to do to you.
Absolutely.
Either marriage or neighbor. I think there should be proper definition of love here.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much for the call. And like I said, inshallah, we're going to interrogate further the discussion on love, especially as it affects our community, by next week. But on this issue,
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. My name is Musa.
You're welcome, sir.
Hello.
I can hear you. We can hear you.
All right. So you see, this issue of marriage, it happened in my family
Okay.
between my dad and my mom. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Anytime my father has issues with my mom, I do or go to my father, apologize to him. That if you leave our mom now, what are we going to do? Where are we going to start from? Because if both of you are disorganized, where are we going to head into? We children will also be disorganized in the family. As I'm talking to you now, till it happens, my father divorced my mom.
Wow. Subhanallah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
Then, after divorcing, that is what I'm suffering. Me and my younger ones are suffering because I'm the first in the family. This is what we are suffering up to date. As I'm talking to you now, my mother, she has a serious psychiatric problem, and that's what we cannot further our education anymore.
Oh my God.
You understand me?
Yeah. So sorry about
But
that.
I didn't lose hope. I keep on apologizing to my father. One day, my father told me that he said that he's regretting of divorcing my mother.
Wow.
And which my father, he knows that I never support my mother for having problem with my father.
Wow.
I never support it. It's not that I don't quarrel my mother, but whenever she is having issue with my dad, she don't see my face because no matter what, she is the one to bow down for my father. It is my father that married her. She's not the one that married my father.
Absolutely.
Whenever they have issue, I used to mediate between them. But still, it happens, and that is what we are suffering today.
So sorry about that. So sorry about that. You see, thank you very much for this thought and this view that you have brought to the front burner. It's important for us to note that marriage is meant to be enjoyed. Unfortunately, divorce is like a death penalty to marriage. Once there is divorce, it ends all the sweetness of marriage. However, sometimes, I need to mention this too, sometimes divorce can be a solution to an ailing marriage because some marriages are so toxic, and the toxicity of marriage can actually lead to issues of discourse like we mentioned today. And
Hello, sir.
yes, I'm with you, sir.
Please, you see, I'm advising the whole world. Please,
Okay.
whenever a couple has problem, you should allow somebody to mediate in between them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Please, it has caused a lot of problems. Today we are suffering in our family. We cannot further our education anymore. Now, me that I'm talking to you, I have to come into security war to see that my mother, she is well and in this her condition.
Yeah, so sorry about that. I wish her well, and I wish her speedy recovery, and also wish that you should try to continue your mediation between mommy and daddy so that they can still get better. Because if daddy has regretted divorcing mommy, then it shows that there's a way out. That after mommy's recovery and the healing process, like the healing process can be daddy's reversal of the divorce and bringing mommy back home, and that could be the process of healing her emotional wounds, because she has definitely been wounded emotionally. I really want to thank you sincerely for this call, and I pray
Thank you very
inshallah
much, sir.
that everything is going to be all right with
Really
you. Thank you very much.
appreciate it. Thank you,
You're
sir.
welcome,
Thank
sir. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. And it's such a situation like we have concerning the call that the last call I just made. I just wish and pray that God Almighty will bless the family and will return the family to the path of happiness once again. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, you are on air. Could you please speak louder, please? Oh, who is speaking, please?
I'm calling from Marital.
Yes, who are you, please? Your name, please. Okay, could you please, you have a question or you have a contribution to make, sir? Do you have a question or you have a contribution to make, sir? Okay, please go ahead, sir. Oh, I think we missed that call. And okay, now coming to the issue, because we're running out of time gradually. The issue of, I was mentioning the sad instances where especially military personnel will make their families an extension of their offices by way of lording it over their wives and not giving a second opinion. I mean, not giving a chance to a second opinion. When they're talking, like, the boss thing, you don't talk when I'm talking, this kind of a boss thing. This is not the way marriages should go, honestly. You don't lord it over your wife. You don't make your wife to be subjugated that she doesn't have a view. Hello, sir? Hello, could you please turn off your radio set, please? Okay. Hello, can we meet you, ma'am? Can we meet you? Oh, we ended that call. So it shouldn't be, your marriage shouldn't be an extension of your office where you don't give your wife a second opinion. You don't give her the chance to say anything. You don't have to say anything once I've said something, period. That is not how marriage works. Hello, sir. Hello, good afternoon, sir. Okay, you're welcome, sir. Do you have a question or comment? Oh, we just missed that call. Okay, now you don't have to make your marriage to be like whatever I said is final, because you could be wrong. You could be wrong. So if you're wrong, your wife should be free. Ask your wife to tell you, oh, my darling, what do you think about doing it this way? What do you think about looking at this view that way? This is the way marriages work. Your marriage should not be an extension of your offices. Marriage is different from your office. Yes, hello, sir? You're welcome, sir. You want to ask a question? Please go ahead. Can you please be more audible, sir?
Please. Sorry, we didn't get your question. Can you just speak a little bit louder?
Can you please speak a bit louder, please?
Which day do we have our programs?
On air, we're going to have the program on air on Friday.
On Friday and Mondays.
On Mondays and Fridays by
at
3. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. So now when this happens, you make the children to exhibit bellicose tendencies. You meet some children, every single thing they want to fight. Right? Every single thing they want to just, let's fight. So you want to fight? Because they're used to this kind of life, man. They're used to kind of a very miserable life of beating up husband or beating up wife or what have you. This is not life, man. So don't make your marriages to live like this. Make your marriages to be happy and let the children at home see that your marriages are alive. Because if your marriages are not alive, your children will become the recipient of this kind of attitude. Now, I know that in military parlance, the leader is always right. It cannot be wrong, right? But that is not how the home runs. Because the husband can sometimes be wrong, the wife can sometimes be wrong. So when there is discussion, conversation, in a harmonious environment, each party will be free. Your wife shouldn't be scared of you. Your husband shouldn't be scared of you. Each party should be free to ventilate his or her view without any fear of being misinterpreted or misunderstood. And this is key towards avoiding marital discord. Now, why this is important is this. Our children are watching. If you're a woman, you are treating your husband with despise. What message are you sending to your female children? If you're a man, you are treating your wife with despise. what message are you sending to your male children? I want to appeal to you, respected listeners. Let us try to avoid or minimize, beat down the level of discord in our family. If not for ourselves, let it be for the sake of our children, so that the kind of values we leave to our children will be values that they can live with for the rest of their life. Because it's like a baton thing. The way you train them to live. If you beat your wife, your children, your male children becomes beaters of their wives. If you're a woman, you beat your husband, your female children will become beaters of their husband. And of course, the reverse is also the case. I pray for you, dear listeners, that God Almighty will bless your homes, will bless your family, and will bless your marriages. Please, let us make the marriages a place, a haven of peace and enjoyment. Marriage should be enjoyed, so we should also enjoy our marriages. Let's pick this call as the last call for today, and we can sign off on this program today.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome.
I so much enjoyed the topic. My name is Ben Okafo. I'm calling from Karishi.
You're welcome, sir.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir. We can hear
Go
you.
on.
Okay, fine. Honestly, the topic of love, which you promised to elaborate more next week, I don't think I will miss it. I think I was highly motivated. So, coming to the issue of marriage and the problems in marriages, I just want to ask a question, and I would like to get your answer from Islamic background. How can a man or woman rather maybe discipline a partner, an unyielding partner? What is the Islamic admonition and how you can handle divorce?
Okay.
Like, we have a lot of you get my question.
Yes, I understand. Divorce cases.
Misbehaviors in marriages, yes.
Okay, fine. Okay,
Which proper way do we discipline an unyielding partner, and that's the husband or wife?
Fantastic. Thank you very much. We run out of time. Please, let's meet on Friday. This Friday by 3 o'clock. Your question will be the first one I'm going to answer by God's grace. Thank you very much. May Allah bless you. I remain yours, Dr. Gidado Tawfiq Mikdad. Thank you for listening. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.